So extending the member function. So let's say with the bouncing, we want to say how far it bounces. So let's say we've got a test that says bouncing, or you can say ball bouncing. You can use the comma, so we don't need a space there. Self, comma, centimeters high. Hopefully that works. Yeah, so let's see where it say ball bouncing 7.8 centimeters high. That ball bouncing 8 centimeters high. Think it would be best to use the plus here. See if that works. May give an error that we'll fix in a second. Because we are using the plus, we just need to make sure that, because I don't want the space to be there, let's convert this to string. So convert to string and then run it. Then you've got centimeters high, neatly done there. Good. Well, let's say we want to add another function, and what a function we do is whenever we call that function, it will increase the size of the diameter. So let's call it, give it a name. Let's call it define. What should we give it? Let me call it pump or something like that. Pump ball. So what pump ball would do is, so the pump ball will point to self, and we want to print. So we're gonna print something in a second, but before we do that, we need to, let's say, find the diameter. So diameter, and we want to multiply the diameter by something. Let's say let's multiply it by 1.5 or half of this 0.5 or something like that. 1.5. Let's go. So access the diameter, and then we multiply by 0.5. 1.5. So we can print out that let's use the word pumped. The new diameter is, let's use comma here, and then we can say self dot diameter. Then let's call that at the end. So we can have, it can be either of these balls. So let's go for tennis ball. And we want to call pump. So tennis ball pump, let's see what happens, run it. Syntax error where we pump ball, that's what it is. So semicolon, and it's not just pump, so it's called pump ball. So pump the ball, and we have the new diameter is 12. So that would just be tennis ball. So it's probably 8 times 1.4. Right. So once this is done, let's see if we can actually play with it a little bit more. So if what we want is to pass an argument to pump once we call it here. So imagine if we want to pass 100 to it, and then we want to multiply the diameter by 100. So we want to specify how much we want to inflate the ball by. So we will add another argument, let's say a parameter called x, and we'll put s here, so the diameter will be multiplied by x. And if we run it, at the moment, we do get an error there because we're expecting two arguments here. At the moment, we are assigning X to it, self to it by default. So in order to do that, let's give it like 100 or a variable to assign it to. So if 1,000, right? So if we run it, it will be 8 times 1,000 will just be there. So it takes whatever argument we place there and we'll multiply by this. So if we want it to be cleaner, we can just say let's call it inflate is equal to input. Then we just say let's say enter amount to inflate all by. We take that number and we can plug in that number here instead of 1,000. So we can be able to get that number from the user. So if we just say maybe 10, we run it, then it's just on there. So let's convert it to an integer. It's just taking it as string in there. So I'll put a space here and I'll put int, convert all of that, then run it again. Then we can have our 10, and then it works neatly there, 80 for us. Let's conclude the basic introduction to classes. We will be talking more about most of the object-oriented features of classes as we go into other sessions. We'll be talking a bit more about classes, but just this brief introduction to classes in Python in general. Hope you've enjoyed it and found this useful.